Hi, this is Vinney Chopra. Thank you for again joining on my podcast, Apartment Syndication Made Easy. As you know, I wrote that book, which is a top seller in Amazon. Internationally also got a lot of acclaim, reviews and all. And this podcast is about syndication, about commercial investing. I like to bring great guests for you and dig into their story, their successes, and find out some nuggets from them so that you could really enjoy them and learn from them and then implement them. This is Vinney Chopra, and my good friends Derek and Sophie are in the house. You come, to see my posts now almost twice a week. And of course, I'm also Vinney and Bo show on Fridays, 9:30 Pacific. I hope you're liking that too, and all the great content my team and I are putting out. But thank you so much for taking the time to watch and also listen to this podcast, Syndication Made Easy, which is a sequel to the book I wrote a couple of years back. And it's become, 3 years now in June. And it's become good, source for a lot of people. Again, the big thing is please like us, give us written comments on the iTunes. That really helps to raise our, ranks much higher level and so on. So I'm going to introduce Derek and Dr. Sophie, together in a couple of minutes. We're going to talk today about really exciting topics, working as, joint husband-wife, working with a spouse, challenging, what challenges they might have to overcome, how the goal setting helped, how the communication starting and now. I think that'll be great. So, we'll deeper dive into the relationship, how they're able to, do it very nice, balanced way. And then look at their lifestyle of nomads now, which is very exciting and very unconventional way they have reached in 4 years, from literally zero to 250 units. So you're in for a big trade. So let me go ahead and introduce Derek Clifford and Dr. Sophie Lorn-Clifford. They're happily married entrepreneur couple in real estate and health industries. And together they have grown their private equity firm, Elevate Equity, from 0 to 250 units under management in about 4 years. And while working full-time jobs, that's the exciting part, and the couple run a podcast entitled Elevate Your Equity, where they discuss the real conversations that happen at home while building a real estate portfolio in single and multifamily assets, part-time, actually for Dr. Sophie. And I think I know Derek has left his W2 job. He'll kind of talk about that, and then it's going to be wonderful. And full-time professionals is licensed. Dr. Sophie is licensed neuropathic doctor who has launched a live Whole You, a platform for wellness focused on entrepreneurs. Oh my gosh, we need to get into that.
Yes, we do.
It's going to be exciting. Wanting to keep their mind and body sharp. Definitely, we need to sharpen the saw always, And so let's dig into it. I'm so excited. And before even I go further, I want to share the book that Derek wrote. And maybe both of them wrote Real Estate, Investing for the Passive Investor. So that's welcome both of you.
Oh, thank you so much.
I'm very excited for taking the time. Yeah,
it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for having us on again. Love it.
I've missed your smile.
I remember Sophie and I met at the local meetup here in the San Francisco Bay Area. She impressed me so much. I was giving a speech there, I think. And then we chatted and all, and we kept in conversation. And then lo and behold, 5 years later, I think, it's been.
Yeah, you are our inspiration, Vinney, to delve into multifamily. And
Yeah, I keep saying this over and over again, Vinney, both on our podcasts and on yours. But, without your guidance there and your mastermind group, which is top notch, by the way, excellent value. There's no way that we'd be as far as we are today and being able to live the life that we're living right now. So we're just honored to know you, Vinney, and thank you for doing what you do.
Oh, no, thank you. Thank you. Let's dig into it. I know. It was like just a few years back, and a lot of people always are thinking to get into real estate, and real estate, they want to scale up, get the cash flow streams of income going. So take me back, take our audience back, how it transpired and how it got, you both interested. Huh? Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and tell a story about your Washington condo?
Oh, that's right. So Vinney, actually, so my parents are refugees.
Yes.
And immigrants and, achieving the American dream. So I grew up in a real estate investing household. So my parents actually taught me about real estate investing when I was younger, but, in a way where they were managing it themselves. There was a lot of headache involved, a lot of hands-on. But, it led me, when I went to medical school in Seattle, it led me to think, hey, I could buy a condo and then live in it, and afterwards sell it, pay off my student loans. Great plan, right?
Totally.
Well, what happened, Vinney, was that I bought the condo a month before the 2008 recession. So within a year, it was underwater, and I was using my student loan money to pay off the mortgage. And it wasn't a great... But after 4 years, we couldn't walk away. We would have to write a check to walk away. So we put in medical students for 4 years. Not only did they pay the rent, it covered the HOA, and then it put a few $100s into our pocket. And that was the beginning of this whole journey into, wow, if that could happen with the underwater property, why can't we do this on purpose, right? Because that was done solely by accident. And then, of course, Derek took it to the next level.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is where I step in, Vinney. This is where it's like, oh my gosh, we found something incredible, right? Because, I've been doing, Vinney, at that point in time, I was doing the Dave Ramsey program. Yes. Do you know what that is? Right?
Oh, yeah. No debt.
No debt, right? No debt at all. You live off cash envelopes, right? And you pre-spend every dollar that's going in, and you eat beans and rice, and you cut expenses down to the bone, right?
Yeah.
And so I kind of had to undo a lot of that programming, because as soon as I got into the real estate world and saw that this worked, right? Now it's a world of, oh my gosh, how much can we expand, and how much debt can we get that's healthy, right? That's something that is an asset that's buoyed by people that are paying the rent for you and managing it correctly, and having the right team behind you, and all these important things that you were.
Hi, you are listening to Syndication Made Easy podcast. We will be right back after this short break.
Hi, thank you so much. This is Vinney Chopra, and thank you for subscribing to my podcast and YouTube channel and Facebook pages and all the great things, and LinkedIn. Connect with me. I come live to you every Friday at 9:30 Pacific with Vinney and Bo Show. Please also look at that. And also the podcast, which is my Apartment Syndication Made Easy. The book I wrote a couple of years back became international top seller on Amazon International now. And then we like to bring great guests for you every week or twice a week sometime to give you a lot of great knowledge. So please subscribe. You give us 5-star reviews on the iTunes. The better the guests we can bring, and our ranking will go higher also. Thanks again for following us and really getting the most out of it. Please comment, like, share, because we would love to bring better and better material for you.
Having the right team behind you, and all these important things that you were teaching us, right? And so once we got our teeth into that and wanted to do this on purpose, that was my escape route. And I just did that for 2 years. I was totally learning everything I could. And then finally, after we got our single family portfolio built up, Vinney, we met you at the meetup, and we're like, this is an expensive investment for us at the time. And we're like, but you know what? I have to make this phone call. And I remember making the phone call, and I was just so excited to be able to say, Vinney, let's do this, right? How do I get started? And then the rest is history from there at that point.
Oh my gosh. I know. And, the house hacking, and like you said,
Yeah.
good debt and the bad debt, right?
Hmm.
I mean, a lot of time people say, I don't want to have a debt, but good debt is really good debt. And you are able
Yes.
to, build the wealth actually with that. Fabulous. So let me take me then from that perspective. I know you were W-2, both of you
Hmm.
were. And what were some of the situations? Take me into those. Like, what challenges did you have to overcome? Both of you.
Oh, absolutely. Well, after I finished medical school, I did residency. So we after we got married, we ended up finding a house in the Bay Area. And of course, we were so in debt. It was just like, how do we even begin to afford a house? But I think we coming together, we always had the vision of we're going to land on our feet no matter what. And at that time, our family helped us put a down payment down for a house in Pleasant Hill, which we house hacked. And we rented out. It was a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom with a mother-in-law unit. And we actually, we used YouTube University to learn how to rip out the carpets, lay the floors, paint. We learned everything kind of step by step and relied on each other. And of course, some of the challenges were because we were working W-2s at the time. We would wake up early in the morning, go do a little bit of house construction on our own, and then work all day, even at 10 p.m., 11 p.m. at night. We're painting, laying flooring. And of course, we were newlyweds too. And it was a learning curve on all levels at that time.
Oh my gosh. It was the goal of really having that finished and then lease it out or rent it out, right?
Correct. But Vinney, one thing that Sophie may have overstepped that I thought was really important is that it's because of her, right? That we were able to take a step back and say, oh, instead of going, we can't afford this, to how can we afford this?
I love it.
And this is one of the things where we found kind of our stride in our relationship kind of early on, I would say, even though we didn't know it yet, that Sophie is definitely the visionary. She likes to think big picture and intuits things, and she understands how things work at a very high level. Yeah. Whereas I'm kind of the one that brings stuff down to earth or tries to execute on what it is that we're trying to do. So I couldn't wrap my head around affording a house in the California Bay Area, right? Yeah. But Sophie just kind of said, no, well, why don't we just work with our family and try to get this going? And it just blew my mind. And that's kind of the genesis of how we started working together and why we started to, work together on each other's businesses and really find that synergy and trust in each other, right, at a deeper level.
Awesome. So take me then from that perspective to you guys selling the home. How did that transfer?
Yeah. Vinney, you're probably going to see this coming, but guess what? Guess whose idea it was? So yeah, exactly. So it's the visionary here. I mean, obviously we both talked about it a lot. But once it was kind of verbalized and out there, we decided that we needed to start living the abundant life right now, Vinney. So we understand the power of mindset. And we knew that if we stayed in our current situation, and there was no reason to, that we'd be waiting for some future date for when we become financially independent sometime down the future. We don't know when that's going to be. Wow. And we're going to continue working full-time jobs and doing this on the side. And we've taken that maxim that Sophie mentioned earlier before, that we always tend to land on our feet. Right. And we applied that to the extreme and said, what would happen if we just sold our house, had no worldly possessions, and just started traveling around, right? And living off of that.
Yes.
It turns out, Vinney, that once that happened, abundance just started flowing in. It's like the universe knew, there was a switch, right? We turned on the switch and the universe just started giving us all of this abundance. We found, once we sold the house and I left my W-2, we found 4 different multifamily properties. That's 150 units that we closed on in a matter of 3 months, right when we started. We started raising all this capital, right, from people who were seeing what we were doing with our journey and they wanted to be a part of it somehow. And so it really is this mindset piece that comes from the couple's perspective where inspiration is drawn from each other to help make a better situation for us both. So I don't know if you wanted to add anything to that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's been such a whirlwind, and it makes me sort of take pause and think about, wow, this time last year, we were both working our W-2s. We had no inkling of this unconventional lifestyle.
Mhm.
And we didn't even think about selling the house yet. And, going back to what Derek said, it's, we had to recondition our way of thinking, because we both grew up in families where it was like, go to school, work really hard, get good grades, get a good job, and then, follow that order of living. And the thought of the fact that, wow, we can live anywhere.
Yeah.
We can really do anything. And I think, COVID, although, just so unfortunate, it gave us the gift of working from home.
So true.
And it gave us this, it opened up our world in the sense that we could actually work from anywhere.